It's your man Alex, and in this video I'm going to be showing you guys a step-by-step tutorial on how to do a wavy taper fade self haircut. So let's get right into it. So to get started, I'm going to be using my trimmers with a T-blade, and I'm going to be putting in somewhat of a V or a rainbow-like shape toward the bottom of my temples. And I'm going to be keeping that same exact shape throughout the entire taper fade, just going up the sides of my head. For the second guideline, I'm going to be using the no guard lever open, and I'm only going to be going up around 3/4 of an inch from the previous guideline. Now the goal is to make sure that you're maintaining that kind of rainbow-like shape, because of course the higher we go up on the head, the more you're actually going to be cutting, so it creates kind of like a bursting effect where it starts really small, and then the higher you go up the side of your head, the wider and wider the gradients gets. Now for the third guideline, we're going to be using the number 1 guard lever open, still going up about 3/4 of an inch and maintaining that rainbow-like shape. So for the fourth guideline, I'm going to be using the 1.5 guard lever open, and all I'm really trying to do here is to create a little bit of gradients from the guidelines on the bottom of my temples into that slightly longer hair by the part line and the back of my head. So now to fade in all of those guidelines, I'm going to be using the no guard lever halfway to start softening up that bottom hard line. So usually we've put in 1, 2, or 3 different hard lines, and we have to go in to remove those to create that nice transition from light to dark. The first step to getting rid of the bottom hard line is using the no guard lever halfway to soften it up. Now, once we've softened up that bottom hard line, we can go ahead and close the lever. So we're using the no guard lever closed, and we're just going in using the corners and a little bit of a flick out motion, because remember, the area that we're cutting is very small, so we just have to be very precise with our movements, and if you need to, you can push back the skin a little bit to elongate the area. Now moving forward with the half guard lever closed, doing the same exact thing, just going up to the next hard line and just using the same flick out motion with the clippers to get rid of that hard line. So now to do some detail work on the fade, I like to take my thinning shears and flip them and hold them in reverse and just point cut directly at any spots within the fade where I see any hard lines still, or I see some bulky areas. So now we've finished with cutting the sides of our head by the temples. Now we can go ahead and start working our way to the back of our head. So ultimately, we're going to be following the same exact step-by-step tutorial, right? So the same exact guidelines, the same exact way that I was fading in all of those guidelines, every single step that I literally just went over with on the sides with you. Now we're doing these same exact steps on the back of our head. Now, obviously, doing the back of your head is going to be quite challenging. Now, I've always said before in previous videos, a taper fade is one of the hardest haircuts that you can give yourself, because it requires so much detail work and accuracy toward the back of your head, and not just the back of your head, but the bottom half of the back of your head, because it's very difficult for you to reach around your arm and get to those spots and be detailed at the same exact time, like be precise. So what you have to do is master the mirror setup and master the way that you hold the clippers. So what I like to teach within my course, which you guys can check out here on YouTube for free. I also have many videos talking about this, but I like to hold my clippers. I use my fingers very closely to the actual cutting blades. So you'll notice that I hold my clippers like a pencil, and my fingers are very close to the actual blade. Notice how I'm holding the clippers here. The lower I get on the back of my head, the closer and closer my fingers should be to the actual cutting blades of the clippers. And then I'm literally just doing the same exact thing, just following the same steps, going from guideline to guideline to guideline, and then fading and fading and fading to remove those guidelines. And of course, Something that also helps as well is using the opposite hand. Like you see here, I'm using my left hand to stretch my skin out a little bit, which helps to elongate the zones where I'm cutting with the clippers. And the reason why stretching out your skin like you see here is so important and it's valuable when you're cutting your own hair is because if you don't, you accidentally run the risk of going up a little too high with your flick out motion or when you're putting in the guideline and then you go a lot higher than what you would have liked to do, right? So it kind of limits your opportunity to make mistakes by stretching out the skin. So stretching out the skin just elongates the zone and it limits the amount of risk that you have, right? It limits the opportunity for you to make mistakes a little bit further. So it's a good thing to do if you can. Cutting your own hair can be very intimidating and difficult, especially if you're newer or an intermediate, and doing something like this that requires more in-depth skills is a little bit more challenging. So you need to have a very broad and strong foundation when you're cutting your own hair. That's why I recommend to you, if you're a beginner, intermediate, or even advanced with cutting your own hair, to check out my 14-day self-haircut course. It is 100% free thanks to my brand Kouras, and it's an unlisted link on YouTube. Just check out the description of all of my YouTube videos or any of my YouTube videos. You'll find the playlist link right there to give yourself the skills, watch the videos to learn and create a larger foundation of knowledge when you're cutting your own hair. And so now to make the haircut even cleaner, we are going to use the thinning shear over comb technique to blend in the fade into that longer length on top. So all I'm doing is holding the comb with the wider teeth against the hair, and I'm slowly cutting with the thinning shears as I'm slowly moving the comb. So notice how I'm just kind of working my way around the fade and just blending in the area that connects the longer length on top. So that's really what I'm trying to focus on. Notice how I'm not using the thinning shears on the top part of my head. I'm just blending in just the faded parts to the parts that are just next to it that are a little bit longer that I didn't actually cut using the clippers. So to continue with the detail part of the self haircut, I'm just going to be using my headband to pull my hair away from my forehead so I can then go in and start to give myself a clean lineup. Now you can of course use your trimmers if you want to, but when it comes to my forehead, I just find it to be a little bit easier for me and a little bit less risk averse to use my little $5 scissors that I got from Target like 20 years ago. So I use the scissors to be very precise with my forehead, and then when it comes to the vertical bars and the C cup going around my temples, I like to use the trimmers with the T-blade. So I'm just creating the nice hard lines with the trimmers with the T-blade and then just slowly going around the eyebrows as well. Of course, I'm being very patient, going slowly so I don't make any mistakes. So now that we've done the lineup on our forehead, the vertical bars, and the C cup, we can now use our hand to pull down the ear and use the corners of the trimmer to slowly work around our ear, just create that roundish like shape. And then what I like to do is like basically stamp in perfect lines going down the back of my head to create that nice straight line, and then just flip around the trimmers to remove any of that excess that kind of stretches outward from the natural line. Now to style my hair, I'm using some organic cream by Kouras for a natural low hold matte finish, which is perfect for this more relaxed, wavy taper fade self haircut. What I like to do is take about a pea-sized amount of product, lightly rub it between my palms until it turns creamy, and then work it evenly throughout my hair, making sure I really get it into the roots. Then I'll add a little bit more product to finish off the look and give my hair more shape, texture, and control. If you're looking for products that are 100% all natural, scalp and hair healthy, and promote hair growth while still giving you a clean all-day style, you can check out our products using the link in this video. This is my take on a wavy taper fade self haircut. Let me know in the comments below how you think the haircut turned out and what other hairstyles you'd like me to try out next. And also, make sure you leave a like, subscribe, click on the link below to check out our 100% all natural hair healthy products, and watch this video if you want to take your self haircuts to the next level.